Yeah, let's talk about these playoffs a little bit, man. Well, first of all, Jokic got a flagrant 2. I love how every time there's a flagrant 2 called, Twitter lights up, and then like half the people are like, "Oh shit, what they do? They're canceled." It's like y'all are waiting for us to get canceled. So basically, he fouls kind of hard. Payne, what's the guy's first name? Cameron Payne, and he gets a flagrant 2 and he gets kicked out of the game. He is the MVP.
Yeah,
and the foul. He doesn't even hit Cameron Payne, it looks like. Maybe he just
swipes
brushes.
down hard.
He swipes down, but he just brushes his face. He's the sitting MVP. If LeBron did that foul on anybody, he's not going anywhere.
No.
I don't even think they give him flagrant 1. I think they just call foul. But he barely even touches him. And also, it's Cameron Payne. If Jokic did that foul on CP3, if he did it against Booker, if he did it against someone who mattered, then, okay, I understand maybe a flagrant 1, maybe.
Yeah.
But Cameron Payne, he's not changing the game in any way.
No.
So it's like...
He's a good player. That's it.
He's a good player. If the Suns weren't whooping that ass already, and if it wasn't already a 3-0 lead, I don't think that this is a flagrant 2. But I think they understood what was happening in the series, and they were like, all right, fine. Let's get him out of here. But it's weird that he didn't get the preferential treatment.
It bothers me.
You were the MVP of the league.
It bothers me. This is the MVP. There should be preferential treatment.
Yeah.
You got to keep your stars in the game. And I don't mind, like... That in and of itself, everybody gets treated equally, but the precedent has been set throughout my entire lifetime. Stars get preferential treatment.
Yeah.
So it bothers me that all of a sudden this guy gets ejected from a game that I don't think most players would get ejected for this foul. Flagrant 1, maybe. Flagrant 2 blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, because he was going for the ball. He did hit his face, and that's part of the flagrant call. Yeah. But I think what made it bad is that he got in motherfucker's face afterwards.
But Devin Booker ran across and got in his face, and he was like, fuck you.
But then he was like going at him too, so it's like if you get the tech and you know you got the flagrant, like just chill. But the fact that he tried to now almost instigate a fight, that's why they were like, nah, you out of here.
Yeah, we got to get you out of here. I don't know. It is interesting, though, what's happening with CP3.
Yes.
Because I'm sure we've said plenty of times on this podcast that he's just not good enough to get it done. His body
won't let him.
His body won't let him. And we might have even said he's not good enough to get it done. If he wins a championship this year, he erases any criticism.
Everything is different.
It is unbelievable. And we've said on this podcast what he needs is a beta scorer.
Yes.
And I don't know if Devin Booker's beta because it seems like a pretty alpha player, but I think he's fine with just going out there getting buckets and then letting CP3 manage the rest of the team.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I think that CP3 respects Booker. He's like, yo, this guy gets buckets. I can pass him the ball, and he's going to knock down these tough shots. And I think we even said on the podcast, we're like, yeah, he needs a KD. And it's like, well, yeah, who doesn't need a KD? But Devin Booker was not looked at as one of the top 5 players in the league. But now that CP3 and him are on the same team and Booker is putting up these big fucking numbers, I guess they're locking down offensively, you're starting to see how absolutely amazing CP3 is at managing a team and making a deep run in the playoffs.
You know why I think Devin Booker and CP3 works? Devin Booker's 13 years younger. So it's a whole different... Like, Blake Griffin was younger, but what, like 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, they felt like they were in the same generation.
I mean, you're not going to sit here... Like, I'm not going to sit here and look up to you. You're 4 or 5 years older than me. 13 years is a big fucking gap.
You watched him play ball growing up. You tried to emulate him.
Yeah, CP3 came into the league at 20, so you were 7.
Yeah.
So you watch this guy. You've seen how good he is. You look up to him, and now he's on your team. You're like, oh, that's a guy I want to emulate. Yeah. And CP3, if you're into being like him, yeah, absolutely. I just need to make sure you want to win. I'm going to ride you pretty hard, but if you're 13 years younger than me, it's tough love. If you're my age, it's like, yo, who the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? Like, even if I'm James Harden, I'm 6 years younger or whatever, but it's like, bro, I'm the fucking MVP. Fuck you. I don't care if you're 4 or 5 years older. 13 years, this is tough love. Yeah. This is coaching. It's a father, son, big brother, little brother thing, whatever it is. So I think that's the main reason. And like you said, I think Devin Booker just wants to be a scorer, and he's fine being a fucking killer scorer.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then you can make me a more complete player, but like you manage the game, I'll get buckets.
And most importantly, manage the team.
Yeah.
Like you manage all the guys, get them motivated, make sure they're staying, doing what they're supposed to do. And I don't have to do that. I just have to get buckets.
Yep.
Like for a guy who likes to score, and it seems like that's all he likes to do, that's the dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to take every shot for your team, not every shot, but like it's tough to take the majority of shots for your team and then yell at a motherfucker for not getting back on D. Right. When that guy wants to touch the rock too. Mm-hmm. But now the guy who's yelling at you to get back on D is the guy who didn't just shoot.
Yeah.
Right? It's the guy who also passed the ball so someone else could.
Yes.
You might got to listen to that guy.
He's a guy who just wants to run the offense.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're talking about another player who's like, I want to get the point or the assist. CP3 is like, I want us to get the point. Just trust me and we'll figure this shit out.
And it is looking very likely that the Suns could not play the Nets, but maybe the Bucks.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I mean, look at what happened. So Harden goes down with the hamstring injury. It looks like he might not even play this series.
I wouldn't think so. Hamstring is usually a nagging injury.
Nagging injury takes a little while. Kyrie turns the ankle.
Yeah, badly.
Badly turns the ankle. So he's going to be limited. Maybe not come back until, who knows, game 6. Maybe game 7 if they can push.
Yeah.
And PJ Tucker, for whatever reason, is doing a great job on KD. I think he held KD scoreless in the fourth quarter.
That's wild.
That's crazy. And nobody's having this conversation about it, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
But KD not scoring in the fourth quarter of a playoff game when he's the only guy on the team that's out there that's there to score, that's tricky.
Yeah.
Bucks take 2 in a row. It's going back to Brooklyn. But still, it's KD by himself pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect to the other players on the team, but when you talk about the big 3, we know exactly who the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, 100%.
So because of these circumstances, not because of the talent, because of the circumstances, it's looking like the Bucks could get out of there, which is unreal because you never thought that was going to happen after the first 2 games.
Nope.
They could actually skate by, and who the fuck knows what happens after that?
They play Philly. That's a
I don't think Philly's a crazy hard game for the Bucks.
You got 2 guys, the 2 best players on both teams, possibly. I guess Embiid's better, but Ben Simmons can't shoot. Giannis can't shoot. That kind of offsets each other. You know, usually if there's one player that can't shoot, you just play off of him, and then you're 4-on-5, and everything's different. You got 2 teams playing 4-on-5. It's 4-on-4.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm not that scared of Philly if I'm the Bucks. I am scared of Brooklyn with a healthy big 3.
Oh, yeah, terrifying.
But the thing about Kyrie, dog, he's always fucking hurt. And I didn't think it would matter because Harden was an Iron Man. And Durant, when he has either crazy injuries or no injuries.
Or none, It's really interesting to see. And then it's also, now you got to be a little concerned about KD's health because if KD's got to carry that team, yes, he's rested the Achilles.
Yeah.
But you don't know what type of other injuries are just kind of lingering. And because you get to take some plays off, you don't put that type of pressure on it. But now that you're going to be the focal point of that offense and you're going to be going hard against a guy who's been busting his ass playing D on you, you never know what can happen. I would not be surprised if a KD injury pops up in the next couple games. I mean, you can only, there's a limit to what you can put your body through.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to surpass that limit to carry the team.
Yeah. Ain't this the most Brooklyn way to do it?
What's
you
that?
get all the heat. Everybody's all about Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's just such a Brooklyn way to handle it. And all the tension is on you. And then you get so close, but somehow it just gets fucked up in the end. You ready to be the borough.
That shit
And
sucks.
somehow it just gets fucked up in the end.
not meant to
After
be.
the first 2 games, people thought they were going to sweep.
I know.
They go from
They
thinking
beat
you're going
their
to
ass,
sweep. I
dog.
know. And now, fuck.
And
you
they were
might not even
up
win.
1 with 7 seconds left in game 3. They win that game. Who gives a fuck? Kyrie can come back for game 7, even if he turns his ankle.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? But they lost that game because Drew Holiday had this nice little game-winning spinning layup, and then that changed everything. KD came damn close on a great shot, like hard shot. If they win that game, the series is over. If they lose that game in the final 7 seconds, now they get blown out here, and Kyrie is hurt, and they might lose 2 more after this, maybe. And now everything is different.